This podcast is sponsored by Orchid Live. Find out more at orchidlive.com. Here's your SOM News update for August 2026. I'm Steve Randall. This year's SOM Leadership Conference takes place on Thursday the 8th of October from 9:30am to 4:30pm. It's a hybrid event in London and online and is an inclusive day for all disciplines, offering inspiration to develop your leadership skills. This year's theme is Human Leadership in a Changing World, looking after your own well-being, the well-being of your team, and the benefits this has for your business as a whole. Click the link in the show notes for more info and to register. The BMJ is calling for young people to get mental health and employment support before they receive a formal diagnosis. It follows the Milburn Review, which found almost 1 million 16 to 24-year-olds in the UK are not in education, work or training. The authors of a BMJ article say services should focus on how problems such as anxiety, neurodiversity or stress affect daily life, rather than on diagnostic labels alone. They highlight long waits for specialist help, including autism assessments, and argue that health, education, welfare and employment services need to work together to prevent young people falling through the gaps. Campaigners are calling on the Health and Safety Executive to recognise work-related suicide as a reportable workplace death. In an open letter signed by researchers, unions, charities and bereaved families, they estimate that around 600 suicides in the UK each year may be linked to work. They say current rules mean these deaths are often not recorded and not investigated, leaving risks unaddressed. The signatories point to the death of head teacher Ruth Perry, where an inquest found an Ofsted inspection had contributed to her suicide. They say clearer reporting could help employers identify harmful workplace pressures and prevent further deaths. SOM events in September include GDPR and implementation of diversity issues in a workplace on the 7th of September, Are Fit Notes for Purpose, Monday the 28th of September, and the JAOHL SOM joint webinar, Women's Health at Work, on Tuesday the 29th of September. The links to register are in the show notes. And it's also a busy month for SOM special interest groups, with meetings including mining, neurodiversity, OH technicians, safeguarding, academic forum, clinical audit, women's health at work, HAVs, pensions, construction and health surveillance, the SOM International Group, and mental health. Contact Rose Wood at SOM to get involved. Coming soon on the SOM podcast, are Z-scores a breath of fresh air for spirometry?
You might have a younger person who blows normal, but actually every year the drop is bigger than what you would expect for the normal expected age-related decline. The spirometry might still be saying normal because they can blow above that percentage. I mean, even with the Z-scores, they might still be able to be normal, but you've got to look at that longitudinal change. It's not just a one-off.
And what can we learn from Aussie physios?
The opportunities that the physios have in Australia to undertake occupational health practices is far greater in Australia than it is in the UK. And that is possibly due to the differences that they have within their compensation, their workers' compensation scheme, which provides medical care, income support and rehab for people who are injured at work. And this has a strong emphasis on early intervention, collaboration and safe return to work through these state-based compensation schemes.
Listen out for those full episodes and plenty more on the way soon. SOM members get all the news first in the e-news email, and remember to catch up with our other podcast episodes in the same place you're listening to this one. They include Special Interest Group, Occupational Therapist and Mini CPD series. And until next time, thanks for listening to the SOM News Update. This podcast is sponsored by Orchid Live. Orchid Live is a specialist occupational health software used by a number of SOM members to run every aspect of their occupational health operations. They hold healthcare records for over 1 million UK workers and work with both in-house OH teams and OH providers. You can find out more at orchidlive.com.